Bigger is always better. The Bible begs the question, bigger is always better? Really? When we're young, we wanted to grow bigger. When we get older, bigger bank accounts and retirement accounts tell us we're better off. So does a bigger house or more toys. When I started buying toys, I mean tools for our farm, I went with the assumption a bigger leaf blower, a bigger chainsaw, a bigger gas-powered pole saw. Now I find myself looking with green envy at bigger tractors. Earlier this summer on Pentecost Sunday in the Message, and also in a newsletter article, I pondered the shift that has occurred on our watch as we've watched the majority of people who were inside the church suddenly shift, and now we see the majority outside the church. It seems what's old is new again. This month I'm highlighting in our Tuesday devotionals some of the strange stories of Scripture, stories I've never preached about. In the Old Testament, there's this surprising story of Gideon and his army that goes counter to our conventional wisdom. Gideon and his people are facing a formidable army of the Midians. Only God thinks that Gideon and his army are too big. You'll find the story in Judges chapter 7. The Lord said to Gideon, "You have too many men for me to deliver Midian into their hands, in order that Israel may not boast against me that her own strength has saved her. Announce to the people, anyone who trembles with fear may turn back and leave Mount Gilead." So 22,000 men left, while 10,000 remained. The army is reduced by 2/3, but 10,000 men seems still too many for God's plan. The Lord said to Gideon, "There are still too many men. Take them down to the water, and I will sift them out for you there. If I say, 'This one shall go with you,' he shall go. But if I say, 'This one shall not go with you,' he shall not go." This is when Gideon receives even more bizarre instructions from God to pare down his army. So Gideon took the men down to the water. There the Lord told him, "Separate those who lap the water with their tongues like a dog from those who kneel down to drink." The 300 men tapped with their hands to their mouths. All the rest got down on their knees to drink. While the picture isn't entirely clear, it seems that those who prostrated themselves at the water's edge to drink in the cool, refreshing water directly, they were the rejects. A side note, kneel down in the New International Version, or boweth down in the King James, is the same word that is used for kneeling in worship. Then the Lord said to Gideon, "With the 300 men that lapped, I will save you and give the Midianites into your hands." Though the Midianite army was vast, perhaps 135,000 or more, that's in chapter 8, verse 10, if Gideon's original army of 32,000 were to conquer them, they would have been considered heroes in battle. Were his reduced army of 10,000 to conquer them, in spite of such great numerical superiority, the 10,000 would be acclaimed mighty men of valor. But for 300 to defeat an army of 135,000, preposterous. Here's the takeaway for me. God so often does not need me to be strong to provide the best testimony. God just needs me to be willing to be used to bring God glory. In fact, when I'm at my apparent weakness and smallness, it's then that God's power and victory shows itself most directly, most clearly. So for Gideon's army, so for each of us. May it be so for you this day. And with our littleness, may God do great things.